Good morning. My name is Paul Rossberry. My purpose is to empower you to be all that God has called you to be. I believe that knowledge is power, and wisdom is the correct use of that knowledge. Using our knowledge with wisdom brings success. Success is achieving the goal you set out to reach. Over my lifetime, I have produced a number of booklets, books, seminars, transitional systems, policies, procedures, events, sermons, and programs that help people individually and corporately in multiple businesses and life issues. I have also partnered with major corporations and started small businesses in the for-profit and non-profit sectors. Most of this material has not been made public or published for others to use. With over 50 years of life experience in multiple businesses and industries, I'm producing educational material from my life experience and lessons I have learned. These are available through our website, www.learnstartbuild.com, through our success clubs and other events. Now, let's jump into the lesson. Today's lesson is marketing goals or marketing strategies. Many times when we talk about marketing goals, we're trying to figure out exactly where we're going and what we're doing. And when we look at our goals and setting goals, they have to be realistic. They have to be marketing strategies, or the ways that we're going to achieve success in marketing our products. The first thing we really need to know in setting our marketing goals is, what is the market? It's not about the product. The product is not the market. The market are the consumers. Who is going to buy your product or service? And you really need to have that market research to know exactly where your market is and how big it is. We've talked about that in another video where we have to define exactly where our market is, whether it's geographic or local or families or individuals, or what that market really is. So if you go through those videos and find out what that market is, then you can start setting the goals of how you're going to reach that market. So how much of the market do you want to dominate? And when I say the word dominate, it's about capture for your business. And a lot of times the market may be so large that you can only really anticipate to capture maybe 5% or 10%. It's unrealistic to think that you're going to capture 100% of that particular market. Now, I don't care what the market is. It's usually larger than what you're even thinking about. So how much of that market do you want to dominate? If you say 100%, that's a healthy goal, but it may be unrealistic. And so that's what you have to look at. The way to determine what's realistic is how many people can you reach in a day, a week, or a month? How many people or how many customers can you reach in a day, a week, or a month? Once you determine how many people you can reach in a day, week, or month, now you're going to assess whether this is you doing it on your own, or whether you're going to hire people to do it, or what exactly is your plan or strategy going to be. So setting these initial goals with some information is greatly helpful for you to start looking at how you're going to reach this market. And the marketing goals are very much alive. Marketing strategy. How will you reach your market? Many times we have to look at what the media is, or the vehicle that we're going to use to reach that market. If we're going to use newspaper media is not as popular today as the internet media, television media, radio media. Who is listening to those things? How you're going to reach that market. If it's just going to be you one-on-one, then you're probably going to reach that market relatively quickly of your limitations yourself. So it's very important that you look and see how big your market is and how. Now, by assessing how many days or how many people it's going to take, how long is it going to take to reach the whole market? And is it realistic? If it's only you doing the market is so large that you'll never be able to reach it by yourself. Of course, that's going to involve a decision. You're going to be your one-person salesperson, or you're going to have to hire additional people and train them to reach the market, or you're going to have to use other vehicles that meet or reach mass media or more people in that particular market. So then the question really is it realistic? If it's realistic and you're able to accomplish it, or maybe it might take some additional funds or other things to reach the whole market. But the whole market for you is what you decide that whole market is. Now, you may carve out a small niche or a small part of that market initially and make that change later to reach additional people. So the issue is really getting down to how much you can handle to get started. And once we do that, we look at how many and how much. So we have to set some goals. How many customers can we serve? And if we look at it from an individual, a sole proprietorship perspective, okay, if you have capital to invest in others, that's great. However, if you look at it from your perspective, how many people can you reach, and what does that capture? Repeat customers. Repeat customers means repeat dollars. In other words, a customer may be somebody who comes back to buy more and more and more. And of course, repeat customers means that your cash flow can be added to, and that way your actual business continues to grow because it lays a foundation. When you look at the marketing goal, that might be a cash flow that you want to get to. In other words, X dollars per month coming in that equals so many customers, and you have to have so much of that's repeat dollars, but also so much of it that's new customers, because all customers are only there for a period of time. How much cash flow will it take? In other words, for you to grow, you can have enough cash flow that's only going to take care of you yourself, but if you think that way, then you're only going to be growing as far as you can by yourself. If you think of beyond where you're going to be, or yourself, now you have to look at exactly what that's going to take. These are all going into the factor of what's your strategy, what's your marketing goal. And then, of course, you have to begin to initialize and start taking those steps. And we call those steps to success. First off, you have to evaluate time versus capability. That's what I was talking about. If you're only capable of doing so much yourself, there's only 24 hours in a day, and a person cannot work 40 hours and do 20. And your productive time on a good day might be 10 to 12 hours as an entrepreneur. However, as an employee, you have to look at the evaluation of how much time they'll spend at it, and their production time is a maximum of 6 hours a day. So you have to look at the capability and evaluate time versus capability. Next, you have to start with what you can do. If it's only you that's getting started, it's about you getting started. It's not about waiting until you have the additional money or have the capability of hiring people. You have to start with you. If you're going to start with you, then you have to build with you. Once you achieve the next goal or that plateau or that particular measurement, then you can move to the next piece and having more people do what you do. But it has to start with you, one person. Step 3, measuring your success. Measuring your success is about accomplishing the goal that you set out to be. Even if it's only you, it's important for you to measure your success and review it all the time. And step 4, decide what you need next. You always have a goal out there that you need next, but you maybe don't have it at this time. If you are looking to move to that next level, so what you need to do is look at what success you had this week, measure that, was it a success, and then decide what you need next. Those are some real key parts in moving your business forward or your marketing plan in selling your product or service. Your success. Success is accomplishing what you set out as a goal. In other words, if you achieve this one thing every day, then you are successful. And that success can be built on more success. Every time you complete or succeed on setting a goal and accomplishing that goal, that's a success. You measure your success each week, every week. And sometimes you have to set goals daily or weekly. But the point is that every time you have a success, you celebrate that success. And then measure your success every week. And sometimes you have to set new goals, daily goals, like for today. Today I had made the goal to complete this video presentation, this seminar. And that's a goal that I needed to set today. Once I've accomplished that goal, and you can see that I'm in the process of doing that right now, but the point is, once I've accomplished that and I'm satisfied with that video, then this is a done deal. It's a success. I've made that. I've accomplished that. A weekly goal might that I want to do 1 of these a week or 5 of these a week or whatever that might be. I might want to set a daily goal of doing 1 video seminar a day. The point is that every time I do 1 of these, it's a success. Every success breeds another success. So if you set up a series of those, and of course there's many projects that I have. So the main thing is that you need to look at what that goal is, accomplish that goal, however small it might be, it is a success. Next, you have to evaluate it. Did I meet my goal? Did you meet your goal? If I didn't make my goal, like for example, if I didn't complete this video today, I didn't meet that goal. Now, if I chose to put it off, that doesn't mean I had a failure. It just means that I have to look and evaluate, did I meet my goal? If I didn't, then what do I need to meet my goal? Why did I not meet my goal? When I don't meet my goal, I have to understand what I did that pulled me away from accomplishing that success. And the same thing is, why did I not meet it? So why did I meet it? Why did I not meet it? Those are 2 questions you have to ask. If I did meet it, then that means that I've had a success. And why did I meet that goal? Because I made up my mind or a decision to get that done. Why did I not meet it? Well, I might have been sidetracked by something else, or I had a higher priority, or whatever that is. And that priority might have been, maybe I got interrupted. Maybe I didn't plan out my time correctly. Whatever that is. And so then you need to make what would that you would do differently. Evaluating that, finding out why you did it, why you succeeded, why you didn't succeed, and then what would you do different. For example, if you kept getting interrupted by other things, the phone or the telephone or whatever, and you didn't get it done, then you need to be able to turn that off so that you can accomplish the goal that you set out to do in the first place. And if you continue to get distracted or set aside or you don't meet your goals, you need to look at what you need to change in order to do it differently. Keep track of your successes. It's really a key that you keep track of your successes. If you have success on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, like I said, success breeds success. And in order for you to accomplish more, you have to look at how you are able to accomplish that and how you keep that success. Once you start establishing and measuring those, you're going to start seeing trends in your life of how you've kept that goal, how you've been successful with that, and how you can move to greater success in your life. You need to review this on a weekly and a monthly basis. And when you do review this on a weekly and monthly basis, it's about adjusting your actions so that you become more successful. So a lot of people don't realize the things that they spend their time and energy and money on until they sit down and evaluate it. They assess, they keep on track, and they measure their successes. You know, a lot of people will start measuring their failures, but you need to measure your successes and review it weekly and monthly. I can't emphasize this enough, is that it's important. People ask me all the time, Paul, how do you get all this stuff done? And I look at them and I say, well, I just get it done. But in reality, what I've done over the years is I've looked at what I can get accomplished. And sometimes I have to manage my time in such a way that I'm not disrupted or interrupted in order to accomplish certain things. So you have to look at your life and see how you evaluate that. Now, this applies to anybody who's working for a business or doing business. It's about you managing your time so that you have that measured success. And then you do more of what you do best. Now, a lot of times, what I do best, I'm very good at putting strategies together. I'm very good at putting programs together. I'm very good at doing that. Implementing those programs, I have a hard time with sometimes. So the question really gets down to, how can I learn how to implement and do more of what I do best, and maybe learn something additional so that I can accomplish greater success in those things that I do. The other thing is if you just really have a hard time getting those things done, then you need to seek those who do the things better than you. So, for example, I'm not real good on English grammar or writing books. So I need somebody to edit, to actually go through my material, look at it, change things, give me some suggestions, and then we adjust that or make the corrections necessary. Same thing with graphics. I'm not very good at graphics, or maybe I don't have the graphic tools that I need to do some things. But the point is that I'm looking for people who can do things better than I can. I don't sing, and I don't play music. But a lot of times I need musicians and people who can sing at different events. I need people who can play music. I need that entertainment that's going to be part of the event. And so I have to seek out those who are gifted in those areas. And then the next thing you need to do is look at working toward a balance of what you do best and what they do best. In other words, team building. It's all about team building. The more people that you have on your team that enable you to do more or get more accomplished in a broader perspective. Not everyone is perfect and can do everything that they need to do. But they can have a team that can help them accomplish all the tasks that need to be done. And when they accomplish that, now you have success. So we get back to marketing strategies. It's all about doing the work, evaluating your time, reaching your market, evaluating what your market is. I don't go into a great deal of detail into this video, but later on in our 5x5 matrix, you'll find in-depth training into how to do market analysis, how to determine what your market is, how do you reach your market. Once you do the market analysis, you have the information of where the market is and how to reach it. And so that's a big key. This is just a sampling of what can be learned and done. It's about how do you reach your market, what's your market goals, and what strategies you may have to put together. We have many seminars that are coming your way so that you can learn more and more about how to do business. So what's next? Well, you have to learn to delegate and to be accountable. Delegate and be accountable. Accountability is the key to success. If you're not accountable to only yourself, many times you'll say, well, I can put it off till later. But if you have a goal and you set that and you reach that and you celebrate that success every week and then be accountable, that's what a success club is about. It's about you coming in, celebrating your success, learning a little bit, finding out what you need next, setting your goals for the next week, and the people in your club, in your success club, help you become accountable. And that accountability will help you grow because you have someone that can help you along the way. I want to thank you for listening to this video today, and God bless you.